08 The Big Train Heist. After their last mission, the Crows returned triumphant with the Millennium Ring in their possession. However, the victory came at a high personal cost for Rabbit Foot, who decided to take some time off to reflect on the recent events. "I'll be away for a bit," he told the group. "I need to make some investigations and clear my head." With Rabbit Foot temporarily out of action, Jack took the reins, eager to capitalize on their success and make some quick cash. Gathering the team, Jack laid out his bold plan: they would rob the next incoming train to the city. Harlequina's face paled at the idea, her usual confidence shaken. "A train heist? Are you sure about this, Jack?" she asked, her voice tinged with apprehension. "We need the money, and this is the fastest way to get it," Jack replied firmly. "Harry, you're in, right?" Harry, still green but eager to prove himself, nodded. "Yeah, I'm in. Just tell me what to do." To bolster their chances, Jack enlisted the help of Tobias Ford, the man they had recently rescued and cured from his monstrous form. Jack explained the plan to Tobias, who was quick to agree. "I'll be on the train, infiltrated. When the time comes, I'll be ready," Tobias assured him. The plan was set. Tobias would board the train in advance, posing as a passenger. When the Crows made their move, he would be their inside man. But before they boarded the train, the group decided to secure a hiding spot for the loot. What better place than the Deadlands Woods? Tobias, having spent a lot of time cursed as a half-bat, half-man monstrosity in the woods, had extensive knowledge of the area. "I know exactly where to go," he said. "You guys are known to the unseen, right? The shadowy group of Doskvol. Well, I know where their base is. And I know their leader, Jackie Comer. Let's go." Deep within the heart of the Deadlands, the foreboding forest that encircles Doskvol like a shroud of darkness, lies the Whispering Grove. This mystical sanctuary, hidden amidst the twisted trees and eerie shadows, serves as the clandestine stronghold of Mr. Jackie Comer, the elusive leader of the unseen. At the heart of the Whispering Grove stands a towering ancient tree, its gnarled branches reaching skyward like skeletal fingers grasping at the heavens. Within the hollow trunk of this ancient sentinel lies the hidden enclave of Mr. Jackie Comer. Upon arriving, Jackie greeted the group excitedly and asked them what they were after. Jack stepped forward and said, "We are in need of a getaway place, to relax. Are we allowed to use one of your stowaway caves in the woods, Mr. Jackie?" Jackie Comer responded, "Well, maybe. I might agree to help you and your group if you agree to stop lying to me." Silence fell over the group as they exchanged worried glances. Harry spoke up, "You are so much more than a vagabond, huh?" Jackie Comer smiled and replied, "Indeed. I am the protector of Doskvol. I grew up on its streets. I am in every shadow. I can see you guys operating in it. Not a lot happens without me knowing it. And your group has a major part in its future. But in order to help you, I must know if I can truly trust you. So, what will it be?" After more worried pauses, Jack finally admitted, "Fine. I apologize. Here is the truth. We are planning a big heist on a train coming into town soon. We need somewhere to stash the loot. Can we count on one of your caves?" Jackie Comer smiled, a glint of approval in his eyes. "Now we're talking," he said. "You can use one of my caves, but remember, trust goes both ways. Don't make me regret this." As the group turned to leave the Whispering Grove, Tobias lingered behind, embracing Jackie like an old friend. "It's so good to see you well again, my friend, after so long," Jackie said warmly. Tobias replied, "It's great to be back. I can't wait to make Nightwood pay for abandoning me." Jackie nodded, "Well, you will indeed in time. But first, let me address the group." Jackie called out to the others, "Wait before you leave." The group paused, turning to face him. "I will help you," Jackie said, "but you must do something in return." Jack frowned, "What is it, Comer?" Jackie continued, stop ignoring Nicholas Knightwood's messages. He is only the first step on your destiny. After you make your money, go talk to him. The group exchanged uncertain glances but nodded in agreement. They began to walk away, Tobias following behind. Harlequina, noticing his lingering tension, asked, "Are you okay?" Tobias nodded, "Yes, I am. Happy to see an old friend. I am very loyal to you guys, but let me give this warning, I will not get involved with Knightwood ever again. It's his fault I was cursed, and I seek revenge on his entire group. I hope you guys won't stand in my way one day." Harlequina simply said, "I understand." With their hideout secured, the day of the heist arrived. Tension was palpable among the group as they waited for the train's arrival. As the train approached the city, Jack, Harlequina, and Harry positioned themselves along the tracks, ready to ride out. Harlequina's hands trembled slightly, but she steeled herself, focusing on the task ahead. "We can do this," she muttered under her breath, trying to convince herself. Inside the train, Tobias kept a low profile, blending in with the other VIP passengers. He had his eyes on the prize, the cargo hold rumored to be carrying a shipment of valuable goods. The crows, adrenaline pumping, lined up their horses alongside the tracks as the distant rumble of the approaching train grew louder. With determined looks, they knew this was the moment they had been waiting for. Jack's horse, given a shot of adrenaline moments before, sped forward with a burst of energy. Jack, gripping the reins tightly, surged ahead and reached the second compartment, just behind the head of the train. Harry and Harlequina followed, leaping from their horses to the moving train. They climbed swiftly, scaling the sides of the cars, and met Jack at the second car with synchronized precision. As they entered the train, they found themselves surrounded by coal, the car's interior thick with dust and soot. Harlequina surveyed their surroundings and said, "This must be their fuel cargo. Right behind us is the goods cargo hold. Tobias and my pet dog are disguised in the VIP passenger car behind that. The remaining cars are for passengers. Stay sharp, I know there are at least 5 Imperial police officers on board for security, and the Dimmer sisters are likely hiding somewhere." Harry, listening intently, remarked, "Does anyone hear that? It sounds like wings flapping. It's unsettling." Without hesitation, the group split up. Jack would head to the front cabin to stop the train, while Harry and Harlequina would investigate the cargo hold. Suddenly, a gunshot rang out from a couple of cars down. The crows exchanged worried glances, knowing that it must be Tobias in trouble. Jack, face set in determination, said, "We need to move quickly. We're running out of time." Jack, disguised as an Imperial police officer, entered the cabin. The train driver looked uneasy, and his assistant stood by, shovel in hand. "What the hell was that?" the driver demanded. Jack, feigning concern, responded, "Didn't you hear? A shot. Something's happening. Stop the train immediately. Captain Ishtar sent an urgent message about an ambush ahead." The assistant, not entirely convinced, asked, "How did you get here so fast?" "I just heard the shot." Jack, maintaining his cover, said, "I'm very good at my job." "What's the matter? Are you okay?" As he approached the driver, he discreetly used trance powder to incapacitate him. The assistant, still suspicious, grabbed the shovel and prepared to attack Jack. Jack, slightly disoriented from the assistant's aggressive move, retaliated with his mind-bending powers, erasing the assistant's recent memories. The assistant, now confused and disoriented, was quickly restrained by Jack, who then took control of the cabin. Meanwhile, in the cargo hold, Harry and Harlequina explored a cramped space filled with wooden boxes, some marked with intriguing symbols from various Doskvol factions. Harry, examining the boxes, said, "This is going to be tricky. Look, Harlequina, these boxes are chained to the walls." As they worked, a grotesque creature, a rotting monkey with eagle wings, revived by dark magic, leaped at them from the shadows. It attached itself to the back of Harry's head, causing him to stagger. The creature's assault left Harry severely injured, but desperation fueled his resolve. With a surge of magical energy, Harry unleashed his powers, charming both the beast and the twisted monkey away from them. The creature, now under Harry's control, was sent flying far from the cargo hold, giving Harry and Harlequina a much-needed respite. As the train slowed and stopped, the heist reached its climax. Jack had successfully stopped the train right outside of the Deadland Woods and secured the front cabin, while Harry and Harlequina continued to navigate the dangers within the cargo hold. The train heist was in full swing. Jack, having successfully stopped the train, made his way to the cargo hold to join Harry and Harlequina. He noticed Harry's bloody face and began to ask, "What happened to?" But Harry interrupted, "I'm fine, don't worry about me. But get a move on, we need to break these chains fast." Harry handed Jack a large cutting tool, and the three of them set to work, cutting away the chains securing the cargo. With coordinated effort, they quickly moved the boxes outside to the tracks. As the last box was removed, Harlequina turned to Jack and asked, "So, what now?" Jack, uncertainty in his voice, replied, "I'm not sure. I'm hoping the unseen will come through." At that moment, an eerie sight met their eyes. Three shadowy figures, seemingly made of living darkness, emerged from the trees. Their transparent forms sent a chill up Harry's spine as they glided towards the stack of boxes. The shadows enveloped the boxes, draining their colors and causing them to sink into the shadows. Within moments, the figures and the loot had vanished. Harry, still shaken, asked, "Was that the unseen?" Jack, trying to sound confident, replied, "I can only hope so at this point. Let's go, we need to get Tobias and get out while we still can." They hurried to the VIP compartment and found Tobias waiting. "Hi guys," Tobias greeted them. "It got a bit messy, but it's fine now. 2 Imperial police officers subdued, and 6 of these pompous bastards ripe for the taking. By the way, Harlequina, your dog is the bestest of boys." Harlequina bent down to pet her dog, noting the blood stains around his mouth but choosing to smile and ask no questions. "He is such a good boy. Aren't you, boy?" With their heist complete and the loot secured, the crew left the train, satisfied with their success. On the ride home, Harry voiced a concern, "I hope nobody finds out it was us who did it, right?" Harlequina smiled mischievously and replied, "Don't worry, I took care of it. I left behind a fireproof vest, the kind typically worn by members of the Circle of Flame. If anyone suspects a group in town for this daring move, they'll suspect Heatwave and his crew." The group laughed in delight, knowing they had not only enriched themselves but also directed suspicion onto their rivals. As they rode back, the sense of triumph was palpable, the thrill of the heist still coursing through their veins. Before heading home, Jack called Harry and Harlequina to check on the loot. They made their way to the cave where the spoils were hidden, while Tobias went home to rest. The cave was cool and dark, a stark contrast to the chaos of the heist. They began examining the boxes, discovering the recipients of the cargo. Many contained powder and fireproof fabrics intended for Heatwave and the Circle of Flame. Among them was a peculiar box with intricate mechanics that none of them understood. "We'll keep this," Harry said, eyeing the strange box. "I want to take it to Lon Nick of the Ciphers. He'll surely know what it does." Jack and Harlequina agreed, intrigued by the box's potential. Other boxes were filled with clothes and canned goods. Jack suggested, "Let's take these to Jackie Comer and the Unseen. They can distribute them to those who truly need them." Harry nodded, "That's a very good thing to do. I fully agree." Several boxes were addressed to the Imperial Police's Captain Ishtar. They contained communicators and several vials of a liquid Jack recognized. "These are truth potions," he said, holding up a vial of veritaserum. "This could be useful to us. Let's keep a small amount and sell the rest." In a hidden compartment, they found something truly valuable, 5 vials of veil. It's a magical liquid that, when exposed to air, becomes a thick smoke cloud, obscuring vision for everyone except the user, Jack explained. This is perfect for sneaky missions. Wow, I love these, Harry exclaimed, eyes wide with excitement. Jack and Harlequina began to argue about whether to keep all the veil or sell some of it. Their disagreement heated up, but Harry was no longer paying attention. His curiosity got the better of him, and he decided to check the last few boxes, which were addressed to Lon Nick and the ciphers. Opening the boxes, Harry discovered various bars of raw metals. Lon Nick, what are you going to build with these? He thought. In another box, he found a motor. It looked ordinary but carried a note that read, "It runs not on gasoline or diesel, but electroplasm energy. Great job, and good luck, Lon Nick." Harry read this intrigued and put everything back. Harry's curiosity growing louder than the argument behind him, he opened the last box. It was full of golden spheres. Intrigued, Harry grabbed one. The sphere immediately grew 6 spider legs and crawled away from Harry. Following it with his gaze, he watched the mechanical spider climb the wall and stop halfway up. Suddenly, a flashing red light and a rhythmic beep started. Fear gripped Harry, and Jack and Harlequina stopped arguing immediately. Harlequina yelled, "It's a fucking bomb." "What did you do, Harry?" Jack said, "We are in this closed cave with a box full of gunpowder and another box full of these damn bombs. If this goes off, we're all dead." Harry had to act. He grabbed a piece of cloth and slowly retrieved the spider bomb from the wall. The beeping was getting faster, they had very little time. Harlequina took the improvised bag with the bomb inside, handed it to her dog, and said, "Please, my boy, don't die. Come back to me." They watched the dog run the bomb away from the cave, their legs shaking and sweat running down their faces. They watched apprehensively as an explosion echoed somewhere deep in the woods. After some very long moments, the dog returned. Harlequina was so relieved she let her emotions out. Jack acted quickly, using trance powder to make her unconscious. He turned to Harry and said, "Let's get home. Sell what we can, keep what we should. We can maybe deal with the ciphers for their goods later." Harry looked at Harlequina's unconscious body, carried by Jack, and said, "She will never forgive you for this. She'll see it as a betrayal. Are you sure you were right about this?" Jack replied, "I'm never sure I'm right about anything in life, my boy. Learn that. We shall deal with all of this when it's due. Let's go home. We need to update Rabbit's Foot on all that has happened." With their loot secured and a new tension hanging in the air, the crew made their way back, each lost in thoughts about the heist, the spoils, and the uncertain future awaiting them.